I've spoken at a lot of things, and that's probably one of the hardest things to follow, so I will do my best. This play connects with me on a lot of levels, but both professionally and personally. If you don't know, I'm the mayor of Oak Creek, and when the shooting on August 5th, 2012 happened, I was mayor for approximately 4 months. To say that day was shocking is an understatement. It was a Sunday, a beautiful day, beautiful summer day. I had just gotten back from my garden. Those people that know me know I have a huge 1-acre garden that I go to every weekend. It's kind of the place where I decompress after all the things that happened during the week. And I had gotten back, and I got 2 phone calls in succession. One was from the fire chief, Tom Rosendich, who said to me, there's a shooting in Oak Creek. There's people killed. A very short conversation. The second one was followed up by a call from my good friend and our police chief, John Edwards. And that conversation was basically this. There are a significant number of people killed, and one of our officers, Brian Murphy, has been shot and wounded. So a beautiful sunny day in Wisconsin, summer day, and I think I've told this story many times. It's like having the air sucked out of your lungs. One, I know most of the people that work in our public safety sector, and I know Brian Murphy very well. I just had a meeting with him 2 weeks prior. And we found out later he had been shot 15 times. Essentially, every part of his body was shot at. The only reason he's still alive today is because he had an Armor Express vest on that saved his life from the 3 shots that went directly into his heart. Would have went directly into his heart. So for me, the professional part of that day was that I had to deal with that tragedy. So I immediately went over to the scene. They put a bulletproof vest on me. I spent the day dealing with a lot of things that mayors of cities do, mostly nothing like the public safety folks that we have, but obviously talking to the public. We did a large press conference later that day, and we told the story as best we knew it at the time. So that's the professional part of it. As the week went on, I met the people from the Sikh Temple of Wisconsin, many of whom are now my friends, some very good friends, and we've spoken together at events all around the country. We've spoken in Washington, D.C., and California, and other places about what happened in Oak Creek that day, and essentially it's this. Somebody that was hate-filled and had a horrific life, although that's no excuse, went into a place of worship and shot 6 people that had no reason to be shot. Some of the people that I met since were people like Gurvinder Singh, whose mother, or his father rather, had left India and had gone to be the priest at the temple. And Gurvinder was back in India, and he had really essentially not been with his father for something like 10 years. They only communicated through Skype interviews. And he had been looking forward to coming back to the United States to reunite with his father and their family to come together. So that day cut that future short. I met Kamal and Harpreet Saini, whose mother, Paramjit Kaur, was praying in a temple on her knees and was shot in the back by the shooter on that day. Now, their father had been out of their picture of their life for many years before that, so that was their whole life. Their mom was Paramjit Kaur. So these are 2 young men, high school aged, with no one in the United States, poor English skills. They had to deal with that. Many, many other people that I've met since, and I call my friends, Pardeep and Amardeep Kaleka, their father was the temple president, who heroically tried to stop the killer on that day. So those are all the personal things that the people that I've met, and because I've made that personal connection, it's affected how I think about this issue. And I'm old enough to care about the future of the country. I hope everyone in this audience cares about the future of the country. We have a problem in this country, and it's related to a lot of things, and guns is essentially the weapon of choice. But it's really, for me, it's more about communication, understanding, education, accepting diversity. This is a group of people, the Sikhs of Oak Creek. They are the nicest people in the world. If you ever met them, you would realize these are the last people this should have happened to. So for me, my process, my learning, my journey since then is about trying to understand why this happened and to talk about why it shouldn't happen again. So I'm going to continue to do this. We're going to talk about it. Some people say to me, and I get letters all the time and say, why don't you just shut up? Why don't you stop talking about it? And I'm a new grandfather, and my grandson Max is 2 months old. And I'm not going to live in a world where he has to worry about these kind of things. So I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen. So for me, that's my mission. So plays like this tell the story of the tragedies that are unfolding in this country all the time. In 4 months, we had Aurora, Oak Creek, and Sandy Hook in Newtown. That's a horrific 4 months for any year. And because of that, I'm focused on doing something about it. So I look forward to the discussion outside. It was a tremendous performance. I'm glad I saw it, and I appreciate all you being here. Thank you.